start lending to your members who own businesses, small business lending?
We are asked that continually.
I was going to keep asking.
I got your name on file. We are asked to do that continually, and there are a couple of ideas. We don't know that business. Business lending is a different business than consumer lending. All right? Just take my word at it. Different set of skills, and we don't have it. All right? So if we want to go into that, we're going to have to train our staff to be able to serve you well. Second thought is we have many great banks in North Carolina. We really do. We have some sorry ones too. But we have some really good ones. And they're really good at their business. I think many of our members believe that if we go into the business arena, that we'll be able to do it at a lower cost. I'm not sure that's true. The banks are very good. They do it well. And one of the things we're not certain, we don't know that we should waste our resources, your resources, on investing in that business if we can't do it better or cheaper for you. Then perhaps we're just wasting your capital. Skills. If you are a plumber, we have to become expert in plumbing. If you are a commercial developer or something, or a house builder, we have to be a carpenter. Right? You've got to know a person's business if you're going to serve them well. And we just don't have those skills. And we also don't want to be distracted from what we think we do really, really well. Because if we take some of our people and, we start saying do some other things, it will take away from the consumer side. I have a slick answer for everything. I've been at this so long. You buy that one a little bit? Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. 4,000 employees. We have one of the lowest costs of operations in the country. Despite all those very expensive branches and ATMs. Cost is measured by expense to asset. You see the banks are operated twice the cost of what a credit union does. Because our members are just like you. They want two things from a credit union. They want Tiffany quality service at Walmart pricing. Y'all are hard as hell. I mean, you really, right, Ruffin? Is that what they do, right? Same thing here, right? So we try to stay focused on the consumer. We do it at the lowest possible cost. We narrow the choices. If you go into the credit union and say, I'd like to open a checking account, which one should I take? We say, take that one because that's the only one we offer. Simplifies the process for everybody. Choice leads to more cost. So we try to do the basic consumer lending deposit services at the lowest possible cost. Okay? We have 97% approval rating by our members. 85% is very satisfied. Best in the country. The other 3% call me continually. We are not a perfect organization. We make a lot of mistakes. We can always improve. I assure you, I am and the staff and board are accessible if you have a concern. We do want to hear from you. We're a financial institution, and Ruffin insulted me when he got up here. The one thing that we are not is a four-letter word. If we wanted to be a bank, we would be something different. If you wanted to be Walmart food store, you'd be something different. We are not a bank, we're a credit union. In fact, we're the opposite of a bank. Banks love them to death. Their job is to extract money from your pockets. Our job is to leave it in your pocket. And in this day and time, our members need all the money they can left in their pocket. All right? So if you'll promise, I will continue, if you promise never to use that four-letter word again in this room, right? Ready? All right, Kurt, what do you call the side of a river? Who was complaining about the board? He needs training. What do you call a basketball shot that hits the glass and then goes in?
Credit union.
Thank you. We view ourselves as a North Carolina organization, beyond a financial institution. We're a North Carolina organization. We invest in North Carolina. We're creating wealth and jobs in North Carolina. And we want to be viewed long range as an asset to the state. just like Weaver Street Market is an asset to the food community in Carver. That is not something generally that banks aspire to. We want to be something different. We want to be something important. Borrowing and lending money and all that is not that important. Changing people's lives by allowing them opportunities to educate their kids and buy a home and save for retirement is really, really important. Banking is not. If I'm playing pool with you, and I hit it, all right, go ahead. Thank you. These are the same principles that you deal with as a co-op. A couple of things about our credit union. One member, one vote, right? Doesn't matter whether you have $25 or $250,000, you get one vote at the annual meeting to elect the directors. There are 11. They serve without compensation. We're very volunteer oriented. We also have an advisory board at each of the 240 branches to make sure we stay in touch with the local community. Because as you grow and as you have 3 stores, how do you keep the organization together, right? You've got to reach out and make sure that connection is made. We don't risk rate loans. We view loans kind of like being pregnant. You either are or you're not, right? You're either going to repay it or you're not. You're not sort of going to repay it. So same rate for everybody. We're one of the few organizations that still do that. We don't care what your credit score is. We care what your character is. That's what repayment is all about. Cooperative, all the staff, including me, is salary. No bonuses, no incentives, no perks, no parking places. I don't know why I work for this place, I swear. Same health plan for everybody, same vacation time. We are egalitarian. Now, we do differentiate by pay, because there are differences in difficulty in the job and in performance. But everybody is salaried. We view ourselves as a member consumer advocate. That's the difference between a credit union and a B word. Our members have asked us to go to the financial marketplace and represent their best interest, to get the best deals we can or manufacture the products that will help change their lives for the better. We look to not match what the banking industry does. We don't view success as being slightly cheaper and offering the same deal. We try to construct new products and services that others will not offer and that our members need. Let me show you a couple. Let me make one statement. How do you determine what the value of a co-op is to the community? We can actually go out, and we do it about every 2 years. We ask, this one was Bill Jackson, who used to be a professor here, Stanford, Chicago PhD in economics. He's got good chops. It basically goes and said, if the credit union wasn't here and you had to pay bank rates and bank fees and loans and deposits and all that, and it calculates that our value to North Carolina, to our members, is over $550 million a year. If we weren't here as a balance, if you had to use the B word, you would pay that much more for the services. A payday loan is where somebody goes in before the end of the month, borrows $500, right? And repays it out of their direct deposit on payday. Although it's illegal in North Carolina now, we've put them out of this state, you can do it over the internet. And you're generally charged $15 per 100 of the amount you borrow. So if you borrow $500, right? You pay $75 and you walk out with $425. That equates to an interest rate of about 800% per year. It is a death trap once you're in the cycle that is very hard to get out of. Now, I know y'all are all too proud, but 5 kids, I went through the couches many a day looking for the change so I could get the kids lunch money, all right? And many of you use credit cards before the end of the month because you run a little short. Everybody does, right? Nothing wrong with this. We have 1.6 million members. By the way, why do we have so many members and not that many state employees? In North Carolina, we marry our cousins. Family members are allowed to join.